I'd like to I'd like to understand if anybody here has already had some experience with who Lama Yeshe is. I doubt that any of you have met Lama Yeshe, but has anybody encountered Lama Yeshe in any form whatsoever?
Through the literature, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so just to give everybody a little bit of a background and to do a brief introduction, my name is Jacie Keeley, and I was secretary to Lama Yeshe. So I remember being in Kopan Monastery. And by the way, if you become serious about Buddhism, then you should definitely go to Kopan Monastery, which is above Kathmandu in the foothills, right by Mount Everest. Mount Everest is in the background. It should be a pilgrimage spot, someplace that you intentionally go. They have courses for Westerners going on pretty much throughout the year. And then there's the famous November course that runs from November to December, which is really a boot camp for learning the Dharma. And I highly 100% recommend it. But why I say it's a pilgrimage point is because this is the home of the Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana tradition, which Thubten Kunga Ling is a member of. So we are a branch or a satellite of the FPMT doing the work of spreading the perfect Dharma teachings in South Florida. When Lama Zopa gave me the name of the center, Lama Zopa wrote it on a piece of scrap paper. It's just, just tore off a little corner like this, and he said, the name of your center is Thubten Kunga Ling. May you bring bright, white enlightenment happiness to all sentient beings. So it's a big mission. And thank you to everybody who's hung on and is hanging on to make the center work, for the volunteers and the people who come to the classes. I mean, tonight, as an example, wouldn't have happened without Hannah and Alex. So we have to think about all the people that have been part of making this thing flourish. So I remember sitting in 1978, I remember sitting in the Gompa at Kopan Monastery, but the Gompa then was a tent. So things have definitely improved. So you don't have to be fearful about going to Nepal because you can get private accommodations and you can get a bathroom. I had a bucket in those days. So things have improved. But I remember sitting on the dirt floor of the Gompa, the tent, on a quarter-inch mat. That's what we had to sit on. And I remember hearing the story of Padmasambhava. And I remember sitting there in the Gompa and at the feet of Lama Yeshe and recognizing how historic this was. So do people know who Padmasambhava is? This is center down, the statue with the red cap on. That's Padmasambhava. So Padmasambhava had a quote. He said that when iron birds fly and horses run on wheels, the Dharma will go to the land of the red man. So like I said, I remember sitting in the tent, in the Gompa tent at Kopan, and learning about Padmasambhava and hearing that phrase, that prophecy of Padmasambhava, and having Lama Yeshe on the throne and recognizing fully in my heart that this was the fulfillment of the wishes of Padmasambhava, or the prediction of Padmasambhava. And indeed, Lama Yeshe is credited, Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa are credited with bringing the Dharma to the West. In this time frame that I'm talking about, there were three Tibetan Lamas in America. One was Trungpa, who was in Boulder, Colorado. Trungpa came to America as a monk, but he disrobed and stayed in Boulder, Colorado, and did amazing things. But that was his niche, was this Naropa and what's Shambhala Press, everything that's come off of that. The other Lama was Tartang Tulku, who was in San Francisco. He came to America as a monk. He stayed as a monk. His English was never, I don't believe he ever got a high level of English. I could be wrong there, but this is back in the 60s, 70s, and he has a big influence. But he was a monk, and he situated himself on the West Coast in the San Francisco area. Huge impact, though. I'm not at all demeaning the impact that he had. I'm just showing the contrast between Trungpa and Thubten Kunga, and then there was Lama Yeshe. And Lama Yeshe spent perhaps 6 months traveling to the centers that were created, and then 6 months back in Asia, like that. And Lama Yeshe learned his English from hippies. So you'll hear, oftentimes you would hear creative expressions. He would call them Coca-Cola students, bubbles, they'd come up and then disappear, or mushroom students. That was one of Lama's expressions. They'd come up at night and overnight they'd be gone, like a mushroom can do. So Lama was really an amazing and a historic character in history, and very important to us as a center and to us as Dharma students in this particular language, in this particular situation, the English language, Dharma in the English language, and in the West. And in fact, initially, the Tibetans laughed at Lama Yeshe because he was hanging out with the people with hair, because the Tibetans are hairless. And that was kind of creepy to them, hanging out with these blue-eyed, blonde-haired, hairy creatures. So they called Lama the hippie Lama. But slowly over time, they developed great respect for Lama. And actually, they gave Lama an honorary Geshe degree. A Geshe degree is equivalent to a doctorate, and it's like 24 years of study. But Lama wasn't interested in any of that. Lama did the studies, but he didn't jump through hoops to beat certain criteria because Lama was just too busy. Lama had a very bad heart from, it's not whooping cough, not scarlet rheumatic fever. So his heart was damaged. He only had 2 valves that worked. And I remember going with Lama once in Italy. Lama went for a physical, and the doctor came out after he did all the films, x-rays or whatever they did, and he came right up to me and he goes, "He has a very big heart," which was of course very funny because Lama Yeshe had a very big heart, but what he meant was his heart filled his whole entire chest cavity. And what happened was, because the heart had become so enlarged, it had pushed the organs over, and things inside Lama were petrifying because they weren't getting the air that they required to function properly. So Lama had, I call it a parachute. There was a time when Lama wasn't going to be able to make it any further. So Lama had a lot of work to do. But at the end of the day, even though Lama didn't pursue the Geshe degree, the Tibetans gave him an honorary Geshe degree out of respect. So anyway, this particular video is it's a historic footage, which means it was probably 1978 when it was filmed. So do not expect good quality film. You will need to listen carefully because you're listening to Lama's English that he got from his hippie friends. And we can talk about it afterwards. I was thinking we could stop after each piece of the video to get questions, but I've decided to go straight through. So the mantra, the meditation, first off, I want to just take a little poll here and find out what kind of page we're on. So if I were to ask you, what is it that is common amongst all beings? One thing or 2 things that are common across all humans, all animal life, all insect life. What would be the common denominator?
They have potential to be a Buddha.
They have that. They have the
Suffering and death.
Yeah, they have suffering.
And death.
And the wish to be happy. So I would say, if I was given that question, I would say that the primary common denominator would be the wish to be happy. You watch, even if you go out into my garage, and you're welcome to come over to see for yourself. If I go out into my garage and turn on the light, the cockroach that's living in there does not come up to greet me. His idea of happiness is to get away from me. So even the cockroach is seeking some solace and wants to avoid suffering.
The ability to be compassionate.
Right. Well, you'll see animals have that.
Yes.
They will also have it, but I'm not sure about the cockroach. I mean, I could be wrong. It's not my cockroach.
Nurturing about the little young
Yeah.
cockroach.
Yeah. So when people, with this common denominator of wishing to be happy and to avoid suffering, what would be the key? Where is the answer to where is suffering, and where is happiness, and where is the to avoid suffering? Where is the answer to this?
In the mind.
In the mind. Okay. So good. I'm asking these questions because I want to make sure that we're on the same playing field. So, okay, so the common denominator, what all beings want is to be happy, not to suffer. And the remedy, the source, where you go to get these answers to how to be happy and how to avoid suffering is in the mind. So are we on the same page? Okay. So what's the key that unlocks the mind? What is it that unlocks the mind so you can find this happiness and you can avoid suffering? Okay, so the key would be meditation. So why is it the key? Why can't you just read books? Reading books, learning is part of the process. Part of the process is to hear things. Then the next step is to think about things. And the final step in the process is to meditate on things, what it is you're hearing, what it is you're learning. So what does meditation mean?
Familiarize.
To familiarize. Pardon me?
Contemplation.
It means to contemplate, but what it means is to familiarize. So what you do in meditation is you familiarize your mind with the topic at hand. So this will be for the people who studied with me. What are the two types of meditation, according to me? Go on. One mingles your mind, and one
Body.
Equanimity.
okay. The two types, as I break it down, is analytical and visualization. Now, why? Okay. Analytical meditation, you move your mind into a realistic position. So that's where you take the topics of Lam Rim and now you meditate on them. The topic of not Lam Rim would be that we're all going to die. Now that's something that we may know at a cocktail level conversation. We could talk to people at a party. Oh yeah, we're all going to die. But when death is knocking on your door and you get this terror, that's a different story. So when you meditate on death, you familiarize your mind with how reality is, that we are going to die. And then you take it a step further. The only thing that helps you at your time of death is your own mind. And if your mind hasn't been trained, that's the key word here. That's what the meditation is doing, is training your mind to be realistic. So the analytical meditation is where you move your mind to be in a realistic position. These are all the topics: death, impermanence, all of the topics that you get in the Lam Rim. Now, the next one, which is visualization meditation, is where you mingle your mind with your already perfect qualities. Somebody said that we have the Buddha nature. We have the Buddha nature, but that doesn't help you when somebody's offended you. You don't say, oh yeah, I have the Buddha nature, and you calm yourself down. How you do that is by having practiced, use the key called meditation, use the key to unlock the secrets of the mind. And one of the meditations you can use is visualization. And now you mingle your mind with your already perfect qualities. So indeed, we already have these qualities. They're already there inside us, but there's layers and layers and layers of garbage on top of it too. Me first, that kind of attitude, not thinking that the insect has any rights whatsoever, like that. So you move, the analytical, you move your mind into a realistic position. Number two, visualization, you mingle your mind with your already perfect qualities. And calm abiding or concentration is that which is the number one meditation. Without concentration, you don't have full mastery over the keys that unlock the secret of the mind. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so this meditation that Lama is introducing us to is really an advanced meditation, and it's a meditation in a way that I've never seen anybody else who wasn't schooled by Lama Yeshe or read Lama Yeshe's materials. It's a unique way of using the mantra. So we're going to meditate with Lama, and he's going to take you through. So I actually printed out a few things. The center wasn't able to do it, but I did. So if people are, if you want, you can just take a look at these. And if people are interested, I printed out some things, and people can take home these things if you're interested. So this is the chakra system. This is the first three chakras in the human body. So you've got the Om, which sits in the crown chakra, the Ah, which sits in the throat chakra, and the Hung that sits in the heart. Did I say that wrong? The crown, the throat, and the heart chakra, like that. And it's white, red, and blue. So Lama is going to use these three chakra points. He's going to use the sound Om, Ah, Hung, and he's going to help us meditate on these. And this is what would be the visualization meditation combined with auditory. So we're using the mantra Om, the seed syllable Om, and we're also going to be using the lights. And like Lama said back in 1978, even science is able to show nowadays that colors and sounds influence us. So this is Lama helping us use these colors and sounds to influence us in a positive way. So the Om represents the body, and the body being our perfect body, like a divine body of like you see these deities, these rainbow bodies. And then the Om Ah is the speech. This is perfect speech. And here it's blue, and there's a what's called a moon disk, and on the moon disk sits the Hung. So if you look at the pictures, you can see the Sanskrit letters. And if you get really excited, you can learn the Sanskrit letters. I never learned them. So you can still be somewhat successful and not learn them. I was actually taking a Tibetan language course when I was asked to start volunteering, and I was so grateful that I was asked to volunteer because I was just not getting the Tibetan language at all. So you can move on without knowing the Tibetan language. So that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to follow Lama's lead. He's going to tell us to visualize the white Om. If you can't get a Sanskrit letter, which I can't believe you can get, you just visualize it. You can visualize OM, just OM, but you want to visualize the white radiating light filling your entire body. And then we're going to sit with that. And then you go on to the Ah and on to the Hung. So there's two parts to this. When you're able to be concentrated, then you just stay in that concentration. But the moment the mind moves, then you think about all the other beings everywhere that have a chaotic mind like you. There are people like the lamas, if you put their attention on Om, they could sit there forever. You put us on Om, and we're there for 2 seconds. And we're on the good side of concentration. We're not like the crazy people out on 95 traveling 95 miles an hour, all full of rage and anger. We're on the good side where we're trying concentration. So when you see your own chaotic mind, you use that to develop compassion for all those beings who are worse off than you are. Does that make sense? And you see how we're now mingling our mind with our perfect qualities, which is complete awareness, openness, calmness, stillness, emptiness, and combining it with the method, with wisdom, with compassion, by developing compassion, by looking at our own state, and now developing compassion for others. Are you ready? Okay.
Okay, now. Now, now, Om Ahum. The Om, you try to visualize the, here is in brain, your brain, in the central here, central this spot, you visualize Om, white Om. And recognizing that white Om is all the pure energy of the divine speech or divine sound, okay, is making sound Om, and the divine body or of the Buddha or Bodhisattva or whatever you think, pure. And then when we say Om, from the Om, much what rigid light energy coming in your body, in your Shishuma, in your body. All the conception, you think impure energy of body. All these are to clean, to purify, okay? And entire your body from the feet up to here is a completely wide radiated blissful energy. You feel that way, okay? You feel that way. And we do 2-3 minute Om sound, Sometimes you meditating, purification of body. And then when we stopped the Om sound mantra, and then when you stopped, that the moment, whatever your conscious is there, so you without any concerning bad, good, bad, you just aware. Not reacting, not making conversation, or just intensive awareness, light, conscious you put there, and be there, and let go there, without selfishness or without destruction. So we just, before we stop, we meditate a short time.
Relax, just relax.
Don't need to put this one to squeezing yourself, Leg just live, whatever you want to live, just live naturally. Whatever is comfortable, you just live. And whatever neck is comfortable, just live. Don't make like this, Whatever you are comfortable. If you are fat, you live like this, If you are skinny, you live like that. So the natural energy flow, naturally. Breathing energy flow naturally, Don't think you are meditator. Don't think you are humble man. Don't think you are egotistic, Don't think anything. Just be. And the hands, whatever is comfortable, you can put like this. You can be the samadhi like this. You be whatever you comfortable. You just do it. So that now you close your eye
Maintenant,
and you you sort of visualize the center of your brain is a om, white om, making sound om. So that we're going to make continuously 2 minutes. We're going to make om. Everybody makes chanting om. The same time from the om, much red, blissful, all sort of kundalini, blissful energy coming. Entire your body is filled, purifying impure energy.
et c'est aussi une énergie de béatitude, de bien-être.
So the visually, all important, entire your body, everything is what is related to light energy.
Et il est
To
important,
see is important. It is helpful to break down the criticism concepts of the body. Okay. Now, stage of intensive awareness and let go without any expectation. through the intrinsic awareness, leading experience, zero or egolessness or empty, nothingness, and comprehends also intensely aware and let go. Oh, last time, oh, yesterday we did purification, purification, body purification we did. Now again we do oh, speech purification. Okay. All this time, think about your throat chakra, red R, red R, red R, radiating light energy, or recognizing the red R is the all all the all pure speech of all the Bodhisattva. So the now purification means the uncontrolled mind, uncontrolled speech is operating each other in a dependent way, and then making harming other people, like telling, giving pain other people. This is the speech negative. What I mean, speech negative. The clear mind, and control speech. That's the way to purify impure speech, uncontrolled speech. Oh, so visualize all the red R. Red R can be similar than sunset time. Sometimes the sun is red sun. Similar. Now we're going to again meditating, visualizing the red R radiating entire body is embracing or by the blissful radiated light energy, especially throat chakra. Then sometime we repeating 2-minute R. After 2 minutes we stop R. Then again same as before. Just steady awareness, intense awareness on our own consciousness. Stay there without any expectation or interpretation of anything. Just be intensive awareness. Stay. when you experience and the non-do, non-self-existent I, or nothingness, or zero, or empty, or space, comprehend. This is the truth, reality. Gives strength of the energy of the comprehension. Strong comprehension. This experience is much more real than waking fantasy sensory world. Then, if uncontrollably, destructive thought coming, then recognizing out of control, and then not only you, entire sentient being, having this situation and the equilibrium and much loving kindness to all others. So loving kindness contemplate for others. So the uncontrolled mind experience is the resource to energize loving kindness. When the loving kindness arises, again intense awareness of loving kindness energy or consciousness. So, two things. Either you stay intense awareness of your own consciousness, and the other distracted, intense awareness of loving kindness of your own consciousness. So this two is alternately be. Now, next, your loving kindness energy manifest into your humor at your heart, like full moon. Central of the full moon, blue moon.
Au
Blue
centre,
home, blue radiated light home, with sound. It's recognizing non-duality wisdom of Buddha Bodhisattvas, energy. And your heart feel cold, calm, opened by the radiant light of the moon and the home, infinite blue radiant light coming from the home. All the narrow thought are disappearing. All the undecisioned mind are disappearing. All the obsessed mind are disappearing. So from the blue home and the moon, much radiant light, entire your body is filled by the infinite blue radiant light, body, energy, and feel blissful entire your body. Because infinite blue light embracing, there is no room for fanatical dualistic concepts. So at the same time we going making sound home 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, then feel infinite blue light. It's like your consciousness is embracing entire universal reality. So that your intense awareness is embracing with the entire universal reality. You feel and be without any expectation, superstition, without. Okay. So, all we need two experiences. One is the wisdom experience, penetrative wisdom experience. Or wisdom experience is intensive awareness on your own or conscious reality. This is the way I approach wisdom. Or method is when you become again out of control, distracted, then that distracted experience is a big resource or to generate again loving kindness. So the okay, distraction comes okay because it generates loving kindness. Or then no distraction, stay in the wisdom. So two things business, wisdom, loving kindness, and no problem. Went into the wisdom, problem, loving kindness, communicating. So two business you have. Besides your daily job. Oh. And then Om Ahung. Om Ahung mantra is very useful, very useful. Or you people are busy if you cannot do long mantra. Long mantra you cannot do. If you cannot do, then just Om Ahung mantra. It represents entire mantra. Especially when you say something awakening, intense awareness, conscious is energized to awakening. I heard even I heard scientifically somebody I heard experiment is sound. They experimented sound making brain is restored. You heard or you don't heard something? Somebody told me. Yeah? Huh? Somebody. Not so many people understand, even in science. Not so many people understand. Now I say is science people, they analyze sound is how effective for the human brain. They discover mantra is activate, awakening, or the brain to be functioning rather than sleepy, Oh, why then how can you deny, You understand? Oh. So you can see also when you say you can see, entire, the nervous system has some energy. Oh, so the purpose is meditation means awakening, rather than sleepy, awakening. Oh, awakening, the sense is a broad reality, not the fanatic reality awakening. You understand? Broad reality, universal reality, some kind of touching. This is why, that's why mantra is useful. Something like that.
That was excellent.
Awesome. Awesome. So, anything you'd like to talk about can we turn on lights?
Yes.
Or are there any questions? Anne?
I was surprised when he said you could put your hands whatever you want instead of, the normal meditation mode. Is there a reason for that?
Because it's Lama Yeshe. Because Lama Yeshe, there is a correct posture for meditating. If you want to get really involved and you want to get your best results, then there's a posture. But what Lama was concerned about was you paying attention to what was going on. So that wasn't being emphasized here.
Okay.
So if you want to if you're comfortable here, put your hands here. If you're comfortable in the samadhi posture, use the samadhi posture. So if you're a meditator, like you've been around for a while, then you would probably naturally just take the right posture anyway. But there were undoubtedly people in that room who had never had any training. And so you heard Lama say no squeezing. This was a big thing for Lama, no squeezing. So if you get so hung up on the posture and you're squeezing to get the posture right, then you're losing the essence of the meditation. Yeah, Dan.
I was amazed that I thought I heard, but there's many a big crowd was there, but I thought I heard a polyphonic Buddhism, polyphonic with where, with one tone, different tones come out. Maybe it was people were doing different tones, or just that one tone. Because I'm just hearing polyphonic,
It could have been.
yeah,
Wow.
which is amazing to me because I never heard it before, other than from the.
Well, this was taped in Switzerland, and there is a monastery, Thubten Kunga Ling. What's it called? Choling, yeah, in Switzerland. So there very well could have been in the audience. There very well could have been people who were trained,
Yeah.
or it could just be your pure sound.
The echo off of the objects too. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was amazing. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So did you appreciate the value of the sound and the color? And see that this and again, this is what Lama's saying with this particular meditation, is you don't need to have a lot of time. You don't need to have a lot of training in meditation. It's simple, Om Ahum, and you can use it. Remember, it's purification. It's a purification meditation. So you purify your body, you purify your speech, you purify your mind. You use the white, the red, and the blue, the colors all together, and the sound. But the fact is that we're not well trained. We don't have great concentration. So when the concentration starts to subside, then you turn your attention over to compassion, because you're not the only one who doesn't have strong concentration. And just think of all the people in the news that are killing each other. We're really so fortunate compared to those beings that have no control whatsoever. So it's a beautiful meditation, developing your wisdom and your compassion at the same time.
And he's saying to practice compassion. Having love and compassion for yourself, or talking about the mind.
Yeah, it's by understanding yourself. That, seeing that all you're asked to do is sit for a few minutes and put your attention on something, and where's your mind?
And if you can't do that, you have to show loving your compassion.
Because the others are in worse shape than you are. They're not even in the room. So it's taking this is what the Buddhism is about, is it's taking your awareness of yourself and then looking outside and seeing, for everyone else. They're not even here. They've never heard the words. They probably couldn't even hear the words, even if they were in the room. So that also gives you a strong sense of obligation, actually, because if you do your meditations right, you see that everybody's happiness comes down to you. You need to do this work. You need to develop the understanding of emptiness, that things don't exist the way they appear to exist. And you need to develop perfect compassion, and then you'll be in the position to benefit others. Now we mean well, and we try, but how oftentimes do we try to help someone and we say the wrong thing? We mean well. So we need to perfect those two: wisdom, which is understanding, and compassion, which is including the other, like that. So we have a few more minutes, so we can continue to talk if you want, or we can go into lunch or dinner. I did bring a tanka, and if people are interested, we talked about Padmasambhava and Lama Yeshe being like a replica or a light bead out of the heart of Padmasambhava. I'd be very happy to raffle it off tonight. So if you're interested in receiving the tanka, don't just put your name in and you end up with something you don't know what you're going to do with it. So if you are interested, please see Hannah or Alex or somebody, because she has pieces of paper you can put your name on, and then we'll do a drawing. And if you're interested, you can go home with the.
Jackie, why don't you show it and explain the symbolism? Yeah.
Well, Padmasambhava is the statue that's got the red cap on. And Padmasambhava is so this is a brocade.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yes.
And if you can frame it, that's really lovely. I gave my daughter one like this that was of Shakyamuni Buddha. And because she travels, she didn't frame it. She just keeps it rolled up. So when she travels, she takes a push pin. And when she's at a hotel or whatever, she can hang up this the image. So she has the image with her when she travels. And this is the figure that he's a historical figure, and he's the one that is given credit for taking Buddhism into Tibet. And then his expression was, when horses run on wheels and iron birds fly, the Dharma will go to the land of the red man. And like I said, for me, it was sitting at Kopan Gompa on the dirt floor and taking teachings from Lama Yeshe, who could make this meditation available to us. I Googled on the internet to see if there was anybody else who used this meditation in this way, and nobody. They would, unless it was somebody who had learned from the lineage of Lama Yeshe, to use this in an experiential way. That is what Lama was all about. That's why the hand posture wasn't so important. None of that was important because Lama wanted you to get the experience. Is Hannah there? Yeah. Hannah, do you have little pieces of paper if somebody would like to, but don't feel obligated. This week was Guru Rinpoche Day. Guru Padmasambhava Day was this week as well. So it's a doubly nice.
So he's also called Guru Rinpoche.
Yeah,
So
that's
you might hear Guru Rinpoche.
Yeah.
Just put your name.
Yeah.
So is that tanka yours for a while, or
Yeah.
what's its history? Something you?
Yeah, no, it's something that I bought, and I always intended it to be a gift. And I remembered I had it, and when we were doing tonight, I thought this would be a good time
Very nice.
to give it as a gift to somebody who would be interested. And if you get the tanka, or even if you don't get the tanka, I encourage you to learn about Guru Rinpoche, about Padmasambhava. Just Google and read, because he's a very special individual, very special, and we're really lucky to be able to hear the words.
Just a question. When I was hearing the mantra, I was hearing on prolonged. So, but the mantra is also om ahom. So, but when we verbalize it, it's only om.
Yes, because this is the meditation Lama gave us, is that he's isolating the seed syllables, the sound,
Yes.
and then we're using the sound and the color for the meditation. Remember, you're concentrating, and so what you're concentrating on is the sound and the color, and it fills your whole body. So this meditation, it seems really simple, but actually it's quite complex, because you need to practice this again and again and again, so you get the full feeling, the full visualization. And then when the sound stops, you just sit in that emptiness. That's your natural state. That's what Lama was saying. What we do is we pile on this, that, and the other thing. this side, that side, upside, downside, we never relax into our natural state. So we do that with the Om, and that's purification of the body. Then we do it with the Ah, and that's purification of the speech. And then the mind, the Blue Hung. Remember that song, Blue Moon?
Yes.
Yeah. So we could sing it to Blue Hung
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's really lovely. And the more skilled you get with it, the more practiced you get with it, the more valuable it becomes. But it's a meditation you can share with anybody because now everybody knows Om, so you can share it with people who don't have much connection. And like Lama was saying, that the sound, now the scientists are showing that sound has an impact. Well, we know. I mean, if you go into a city where there's somebody's riveting on the ground and the bus is going by and planes are overhead, you feel like jittery inside. Yeah. So this mantra is your own personal refuge. It's your own sanctuary. You can do it on your own. You can invite your sister over and do it. And like I said, it's purification. So nice to do at the end of the day and visualize your body, your speech, and your mind being purified, and then have a good sleep. Yeah. So it's your own sanctuary. Any questions?
Jackie, do you think that the explanation that he gave, if you don't have time for anything longer, this is good, so that more people would be engaged?
100%. That's what I'm saying is that it's such a simple mantra, Om Ahung, that you can teach it to anybody. You can let's not say teach, let's say share
So
with
he's
anybody.
engaged with having this available to people that would not otherwise be willing or could not spend the time,
Absolutely,
a
100%.
long practice.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's something you can introduce to anybody as long as they've got the patience to sit with you. And you can make it shorter. You can just do literally 2 minutes. Some of those 2 minutes seemed a little long to me, but I didn't look at my watch. But you can literally do it for 2 minutes. And so a lot of people can handle that. But what they will handle is the feeling they get afterwards. The feeling of being calmer and more relaxed like that. When my daughter was born with birth defects and she required surgeries when she was very young, and after one of the surgeries, they didn't have room in the recovery room for her, so they just left her in the operating room. This little tiny baby in diapers, just a little tiny baby. So by the time they brought her into the recovery room, she was distraught. That she had no clothes on, just her diaper, and she was screaming. So, and it was a very chaotic. It was Jefferson, what's it called? Jackson Memorial Hospital down in Miami. So I immediately started to do mantra, immediately, because I'd done mantra with her since she was born. And so I did mantra and I did it loud because I wanted to get over the sound of her crying. And I looked around and all the nurses and doctors were lined up outside. It had one of those curtains and they were all swaying. And one of the nurses was changing guard, and she said to the nurse coming on, "The mom hums really well." So yes, this is a mantra. This is a meditation you could share openly, and nice to do with your animals. You have animals. I mean, the animals. If animals come into your realm, you owe it to them. That is the incarnation of an animal is the result of ignorance. That's ignorance personified. Oh, people get all upset. Not my dog. My dog's not ignorant. No, just that is what is the result of ignorance, is to be born into a human body. I mean, I could have introduced you to my little Yorkshire Terrier. Every Tuesday, the groundskeeper came. Every Tuesday, she went completely nuts because she couldn't control herself. She never understood the doorbell. She was nuts. Didn't have any capacity to understand. She was very sweet, but she was ignorant. So you can do these om ah hung and use the sound for your animals. And then when the time comes for them to die, they've got trust in you, and you can do om ah hung for them as they're dying, or another mantra if you have another mantra. But the point about the om ah hung is that it's accessible. Rebecca.
Yeah, so when many years ago we did a animal liberation, and I drove, I don't know, somewhere really far south and bought all the crickets that they had. So I don't know, there must have been 2,000 crickets in my car, and they were so noisy, making their little cricket noise. So this will tell you how long ago it was. I put in a CD of Rinpoche, Lama Zopa Rinpoche doing Omaham, only Omaham. And within like less than 1 minute, it was total silence.
Amazing.
Yeah, I swear this is true. And then when we because we were over
Quiet Waters.
Yes, at Quiet Waters. So when I got there, I turned the car off, and it took me a few minutes to get organized to get out, and they had started again.
I totally believe.
Well, I know you do. It is a true story.
So I did print out some of these. These. So if anybody's interested, I have one left. You can print them off the internet. And then I also printed out a transcript of this meditation. So if somebody would like the transcript, I have that. And I printed out. So this meditation comes from this book, and the center happens to have 3 of these books left.
There might be more. Which one is it?
It's Life, Death, and After Death. So if you'd like to take one of these books before you go, you're welcome to do that. But I took the meditation from Discovering Buddhism, and I printed that out. So it's not the transcript, it's the meditation. So if somebody would like a copy of that, it's here. And I also printed out some notes. So if anybody's interested, these things are here.
The notes on this?
Just my notes. So just, things that, purification, blessing, and yeah. Yeah, sure, please. Yeah. So do we have the bowl? We can see who takes home the taka.
I want to ask if they have any questions on the Zoom.
Oh,
We have, 5 people.
hello.
Yeah.
Which Ralph is that?
He's the favorite chat.
Ralph Leonard.
So are you here because I liked your picture on Facebook today?
Well, that would have to be a great coincidence. I knew about this because I was with Calden in Venerable Condon recently and learned about this. I'm up in Greenville, but I was down in Deerfield about a month ago.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see you.
Yeah,
that's really good. It was a nice picture on Facebook. You're looking very good.
Thank you. You're looking very good. It was great to see you. It's like for sore eyes.
Nice to see you too. Anybody have any questions? It's nice to see. I like Dell and Tenzing Pelion and KTLO13, Ani Sangmo and Linda Faber. Any questions? Sorry, you're not here for the drawing. Let's see who wins. Thank you for coming, all you Zoom people. Okay, are we ready? You are good. You knew the answers. I remember classes when you were like brand new. There's no name on it. Did somebody use invisible ink?
All the way.
I was only able to find one more, Jackie, but we'll get more.
We'll get more. There's nothing on this, right? Am I blind? You don't see that? Okay, that was a false start.
That was strange.
Okay, here we go. Unbelievable. That's what you get because you were so on top of things today.
About 5 years ago, you gave me the Viber Safa, And it's the same
Yeah, okay.
exact material and the colors going. So I'll put this next to the top of-
Awesome. See, you did good today. You got it as
That's right.
Lama rewarded you.
Jack.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Oh.
I would, maybe something I could.
And how you doing?
Oh, I'm finished. But you're great all every time you do
You're
it.
so sweet.
You don't know if my sister didn't say it right or there was a misunderstanding. But what you're saying is